हेलो आप देख रहे हैं Money9। मैं हूं कृष्ण कुमार एंड वी आर ऑन फिटनेस इंडेक्स। Health is wealth, and that's the reason why we are trying to put your fitness to an index and talk to people and help you get some views on what you need to do to keep yourself fit, because apart from helping you earn wealth and invest wealth and secure wealth, we are bringing you wealth in the form of health. And for that, we have with us Mr. Vishal Gondal, founder of Goki, joining us on this live. Vishal, thank you so much for being with us. Vishal, before I go ahead and ask you anything, I really wanted to ask you this. I'm really curious. Goki is a health company, right? It's all about health and making people aware of fitness and etc etc. And here you are head on going full force into gaming. एंड घर पे तो ये कहते रहते हैं तुम वीडियो गेम खेलते रहोगे तो सेहत के ख्याल कैसे रखोगे, बट you are a fitness company that's going gaming big time.
Video gaming is actually the best form of interactive entertainment. In fact, people for Alzheimer's, dementia, number of diseases are actively recommended even by the medical fraternity to engage in gaming. So actually gaming is far better form of entertainment. Of course, excessive of gaming and excessive of anything is bad for you. But in general, there are enough scientific evidences around the health benefits of gaming.
Okay, we will leave it at that. But I really want to get to what Goki does best, and that's health and fitness. Goki, talk to us about first up the band that you launched during the pandemic that can detect the health band, the fitness band that can detect COVID. What has been the response to that band?
So, the show is, of course, health is wealth. But COVID ke time pe, there was another quotation which became very, very popular, which is survival of the fittest. Literally, COVID became a time when people with better immunity, better health were having higher survival rates, and the people who were having mortality were people with diseases. And COVID actually accelerated the adoption of Goki in a very, very big way. Because हमारा जो पूरा theory था, starting से ही था that please measure using devices, please talk to health coaches, get consultation, please consume healthy food. Food is medicine. And that's what happened in the middle of the lockdown. We innovated and we launched the Goki Smart Vital. This became the first band which could measure your oxygen, blood pressure, body temperature, and pulse rate. And these were the key parameters for COVID. And this was combined with health coaching, doctor consultation, and we created a complete preventive healthcare solution for COVID. And needless to say, this has massive adoption. In fact, we were also the first company who got the approval from the CDSCO, and this has now been certified as a medical device.
But how does it do it? I'm just curious. How does it detect COVID? This band. What is the technology behind it?
It doesn't detect COVID. It helps you detect the early symptoms. For example, this device can take 25,000 data points a day. So when you wear Goki, it measures your temperature literally every minute. It measures all these parameters, and combining these parameters with algorithms, etc., we are able to give you early detection or early warning of any signs that something is bad. So clearly, this is not a COVID detection system, but this is more to look at the data. And already, by the way, we are doing clinical trials with companies where we are saying that we can up to a few days ahead of time predict if you are going to fall sick with any kind of ailment.
Okay, and the response has been very good according to you so far.
No, fantastic. I mean, the adoption of Goki has been very, very wide. In fact, some of the early adopters of this system has been the police departments. So police of Nasik, Mumbai, Pune, Pimpri, and across the country, many police departments have got Goki for all their frontline municipal departments, governments. And now, as companies are opening up, whether it is Tech Mahindra, Vodafone, and many individuals are also buying it for themselves and their family. So we are seeing that going forward, not only health is wealth, but health data is gold. And people need to have this data so that they can use this data to improve their self.
Well, we hope people can invest in that data just the way they like investing in gold, as a steady, safe investment bet. But I really wanted to ask you about the other thing related to COVID. Now, you did a survey, in which about vaccine hesitancy. Tell us about that survey. Why are people, according to the survey at least, what are the findings of the survey in terms of लोग क्यों hesitant हैं vaccine लेने के लिए?
So, clearly we saw almost 50+% people hesitant, and we can already see, even the data which is coming out, that the amount of people actually getting vaccinated is low. And I would say it is partly because of so much misinformation around vaccines in the in the whole country and in the world, actually, not just India. Previously, all of us have got vaccines as we were kids. All the babies who are born in the first 2 3 years have multiple vaccines, and nobody had issues with it. But today, there is a general environment created to be suspicious around companies, and it is certainly not a good thing. And I would say that people should definitely consider getting themselves vaccinated. And India is, by the way, one of the world's biggest sources of vaccine. Most of the vaccines, Serum Institute and all the other companies here are world leaders in this. So as far as I am concerned, I am going to certainly take the vaccine.
Oh, that's one thing loud and clear from Vishal Gondal for all of those of you watching this live on Money9. Vishal Gondal is taking the vaccine, is suggesting everybody that please do not hesitate, take the vaccine. It's a word coming in. Thank you, Vishal, for putting that into perspective. मैं ये भी पूछना चाहूँगा कि अभी Valentine's Day आने वाली है. Any quote-unquote healthy gifting options you would suggest, Vishal, for this Valentine's Day?
So one of the things one of the things what we do is we promote healthy eating and healthy substitutes. And what happens is that for us, festivals and events are becoming an example to indulge, be it cakes and alcohol and pastries, which is actually not good for our health. But today what has happened is there are so many healthy alternatives. For example, there is a whole range of dark chocolate based gifts and food. There is a whole range of healthy alternatives to every possible snack you can look at. So all I would say is that whether it is on Goki's own platform or whether it is on other platforms like Amazon, or even if you go to a store, this is a good time for you to look at healthy alternatives, and do not consume food which is processed and very very highly sugary. While you want to convey your love by giving your partner a very high dose of chocolate with full of sugar, you are not showing them love.
So you're basically telling us what not to gift. What would you gift, for example, this Valentine's Day? Since there's so much of this Valentine's Day comes in the midst of so much of health consciousness that has been created because of the pandemic.
So my wife loves chocolate. So for me, I'm getting her a dark chocolate.
You just said. You just
No,
said.
but chocolate is bad, but the minute you go for dark chocolate above 70%, then you
Okay.
get the good quality. So chocolate actually is a very good thing for health. It's always said. But the minute you are having milk chocolate, where chocolate is 10% and rest is sugar and milk, that's not good. So when you choose chocolate, please look at the contents of chocolate, and anything above 70% and which uses alternative source of sugar like stevia or dates is a great way. So right now there are so many artisan chocolates available. So this time, rather than going through the regular, dairy milk, etc., you can definitely look at some higher quality chocolates. And remember, anything above 70%.
Clear directions from Vishal Gondal on what you need to get. Even if you're gifting chocolates, I completely agree with you, Vishal, because that's exactly what I do. When I have a chocolate craving, all I do is look for a piece of dark chocolate with at least 70% of chocolate in it, less sugar. Basically, chocolate khana hai to bhi कम मीठा वाला चॉकलेट खाइएगा, यही सलाह है विशाल गोंडाल से.
70% अदर प्रोडक्ट्स नहीं है, चॉकलेट तो चॉकलेट खाना है.
हाँ जी, डेफिनेटली. मैं ये भी पूछना चाहूंगा विशाल, these are the days when young people को हार्ट अटैक्स हो रहे हैं और यंग पीपल को डायबिटीज हो रहा है. बहुत सारे लाइफस्टाइल इश्यूज के वजह से बड़े बड़ी बीमारियां बहुत जल्द आ जाते हैं यंगस्टर्स को. आप क्या टिप्स देना चाहेंगे कि आज के जमाने में यंगस्टर्स को अपने फिटनेस इंडेक्स को ऊपर रखने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए? व्हाट वुड बी योर ट्रिक्स एंड टिप्स, बिकॉज एवरीबडी इज क्रंच्ड फॉर टाइम. किसी के पास टाइम नहीं है, घर पे भी है तो वर्क फ्रॉम होम कर रहे हैं, कोई टाइम नहीं है, कैसे करें?
So I think the one important tip, forget about everything. If the one thing you have to fix is sleep, forget about exercise, forget about food. अगर आप अपना 6 से 7 घंटा sleep कर सकते हैं, that is a good foundation for health, because sleep is the time where it's like sending your car for maintenance, right? That's when your body repairs and regenerates. This is what sleep does. And the problem is that today's people are thinking it's fashionable to have overnighters, and people are underestimating the importance of sleep. Sleep is so important. By the way, just to give you a perspective, it is considered as a legal steroid. So Olympic athletes, to improve their performance, actually sleep for 12 and 14 hours right now. That's how important sleep is. So if anybody listening to this show, if you are not having 6 to 7 hours of sleep in a day or in a night, that's a huge red flag. That is what then creates all other problems. It starts with and then manifests everywhere. So पहले अपना फिक्स स्लीप को फिक्स करो एंड देन धीरे धीरे बाकी सब फिक्स होगा.
मेरे दिमाग में बहुत ही बुरा पीछे आ रहा है, सोना सोना है. यू नो, स्लीप इज गोल्ड आफ्टर ऑल द गोल्ड दैट वी डिस्कस्ड सो फार, गोल्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ हेल्थ डेटा. बट आई एम अफ्रेड समय की कमी है इधर Money9 में. वी हैव टू रैप दिस चैट अप. विशाल गोंडाल, फाउंडर ऑफ गोकी, एज ऑलवेज सच अ प्लेजर टॉकिंग टू यू. थैंक यू सो मच हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए. वी होप टू कीप टॉकिंग टू यू एंड लिसनिंग टू मोर हेल्थ टिप्स फ्रॉम यू दैट आवर व्यूअर्स कैन टेक बेनिफिट ऑफ as we continue our journey here on Money9. Thank you so much for joining us, विशाल. और इसी के साथ ये लाइव खत्म. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग. दिस इज कृष्णा कुमार साइनिंग ऑफ.